This is a reading of Brenda's blog titled Pulling Back the Curtain. Dear ones, all is not lost. Love will conquer all. Those words do not seem likely now, but the gloom and doom many feel is merely another piece of fear you're walking through. The truth of your world is that there is a violent storm existing outside your home, your being. But your structure, your defenses, are more than adequate to withstand any blows that may concern you. Of course, that last statement does not reduce your fear or anger that you're being pummeled with what you thought you had overcome. What you do not realize, for you have not reached the end of the story, is that all pieces related to this drama are not yet visible. You likely feel as if all is lost, as if living in joy is not attainable in this earth life. Such is untrue, as you will soon discover. You are near the end of this 3D fear drama, not at the beginning, as many of you are starting to believe. Yes, there has been a series of disheartening activities. Yes, it seems as if your need to love has not been internalized by most of Earth's population. What you have yet to discover is that each activity encased in or promoting fear is opening more hearts than you can imagine. In your day-to-day life, you might notice something uncomfortable, like a wallpaper pattern or paint color, when you move into a home or apartment. But after a bit, you no longer notice. That awkward color or pattern becomes part of your everyday life. So has it been true for many of fears now surfacing. They have always been there. You merely adapted because it was easier to do so than trying to force a change. As more and more of these discomforts come to the forefront, you realize you can no longer live with them. Not only because they are inhumane, but because your heart is opening daily. You have become your brother's and sister's keeper, in ways even you cannot understand. Such does not mean you wish to run into the streets, attacking anyone who appears to be inhumane, but instead that you're beginning to coordinate efforts within your being to send signals to other like-minded beings that the time is now. This is our stand. We will go no further with this. Fear, you have had eons to play and cavort. Your time is over. A signal that is intensified with each fear reported by your media. Perhaps you wonder how those messages mean anything, for the entire world cannot protest, provide financial funds, or contact those perpetuating fear-mongering. Your new communication skills are opening to a new system of change, a system that does not require bloodshed or physical punishment, but instead merely ignoring anything that is not in the form of love. So it is those who wish to prolong or intensify fear are beginning to be ignored or pushed aside, for they are no longer fashionable. Perhaps such a statement does not appear dramatic enough. But please, know that those who wish to increase or maintain fear need constant adulation, for that is how they retain power. As was true in the book, The Wizard of Oz. Once the curtain is pulled aside to expose a weak man or woman, you will know how silly it was to believe that person could control your life or the earth. These are new times, and curtains are being opened daily. Such can be noted by the lack of respect many of your fear-based leaders are beginning to receive. They're starting to seem weak and almost defenseless. And so they are. For the power of love is overcoming the fears they try to perpetuate. Those of 3D have great difficulties when ridiculed or asked to defend their personal needs and gratifications. Those moving from their heart are stronger in their being, for they are not afraid of others, physically or emotionally. Those of 3D are like cardboard cutouts, They're almost one-dimensional in thought and action. Those beyond 3D are more expansive and have much less need to prove they are right, for there are so many aspects of Earth life they wish to explore. Trying to prove they are correct slows them down. For if this particular group or thought is not compatible, another group or idea will be. In 3D, one is ensconced in the mud with this or that heavy thought, filled with shoulds. The beyond 3D person tends to flit from activity to activity, adding a bit of color or thought here and there. Living in a 3D world is like living in quicksand. Living beyond 3D is more like a butterfly. Day by day, more of you are leaving your cocoons. So it is that whatever outrageous activity those of 3D have attempted to frighten you with might work for a few hours or days. But eventually, you look around and wonder how you ever believed those of 3D had power over you. You are no longer of 3D. Therefore, you are no longer in the power and fear range of those of 3D. What you are discovering is that those who wish to remain in 3D are no more powerful than was a storybook Wizard of Oz. You are creating your yellow brick road and selecting those friends and people who enhance your life with joy. Those who wish to remain in fear will eventually fall by the wayside in your life. For you are ready to flit and are no longer interested in the muck of 3D fear. We do not need to remind you to let 3D fear go, for you are so deeply entrenched in 5D and beyond, you will let it go automatically when you are ready. And we venture to guess such will happen within days. Many of you believe so much is happening in the world, you cannot let go. You have to help. And so you will, just not as you have in the past. Hoping the best and living in fear that humane actions would not happen in your lifetime or the next. In days you will step off that roller coaster, allowing those who wish to remain in fear of 3D power to do so without your input or energy. Dorothy could have decided the wizard behind the curtain was capable of answering her request, despite all indications to the contrary. Or, as she did, realize that the wizard had no power for or over her. Such is what is happening now. You are pulling aside the curtain and realizing the wizard of those you thought had power over you only do so if you believe such is true. You are universal angels. You have no need for others to tell you what to do or how to do it. Such beings have little power over you or themselves. So be it. Amen. Hi, this is Joe. One more thing before I go. I found this song, and I thought you might like it. It's called We'll Get There Together.
Starting now, we're breaking out, but I'm not leaving without you. This could be our one chance. We'll send a postcard when we're through.